welcome today to yoga. Today we have a request from Caitlin. She's out there in our studio audience, and she has been experiencing some shoulder pain and tension, and maybe you out there in the world have experienced some. How would you describe it, Caitlin? Numbness?
It's like numbness and pinching.
Numbness and pinching that you think starts in the shoulder and goes down. Yep, and then it goes down to the inner arm, and there's some numbness either at the thumb and index finger, and sometimes at the pinky, right? Clarifying, I'm not a doctor or a chiropractor or anything like that, but I am a yoga teacher, so we're going to do some things to open up the body to hopefully help you feel a little bit better, to make some more space. So numbness oftentimes is a sign of nerve impingement. You can Google that. That's not coming from me. So what we want to do is help open up the body. So that's what we're going to do in our practice today. Maybe joined by the accompaniment of some piano. Can you hear the piano, Caitlin?
Just barely.
Just barely, okay, because it sounds pretty loud to me, but I'm just going to let that go. So we'll open up first by opening up the spine, and then we're going to get right to the shoulders via the fingertips. All right? So let's just take some breaths in and out, and notice how I just sucked in my belly. Totally not what you're supposed to be doing. Am I a little stressed? Maybe. Let's exhale. Relax the shoulders. And really exhale, press the belly button towards the spine. Relax the belly. Allow the belly to fill. Relax and allow the belly to fill. Go ahead and take a few more of those breaths at your own pace. Really exaggerating the exhale here. Allowing the belly to fill. Maybe getting some breath into the chest. And then exhaling the chest and then the belly. Relaxing the hands and the shoulders. Relaxing the muscles in the face. And really allowing yourself to come to your practice today. Allowing your awareness and presence to be here, just to your breath. Our next inhale, we can bring the shoulders up to the ears. And draw them back and lower them behind, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Go ahead and do that at your own pace with the inhale, shoulders up. And then back. Squeeze them together in the back and draw them down. What we want to do is make space in the body. The shoulders get really tight sometimes because of our posture if we're working at a desk, and also as a response to stress. You know, I jokingly say no one ever did this when they got a deadline. Right? They got like this, you have to do this. No one ever went, everyone goes, right? They crawl up. You wear your shoulders as your earrings, right? So we're going to work on relaxing that. Go ahead and just do some rounds of some circles at your own pace. Maybe a little dance here. Let's bring the right hand out to the side, left hand up, and lean over to the right side. Just breathe here. Again, notice how maybe that shoulder, you can reach that shoulder and that arm up towards the ceiling, and then as you exhale, relax that shoulder down just a little bit. Inhale, reach. Exhale, relax it down a little bit. you reach, feel that long line, that long stretch. Two more times. One more
Just a
time.
big bump in my shoulder.
Is it good or bad?
Good.
Good?
Yeah, good.
Okay, good. Let's take two more breaths here then. Really feel the opening wherever you feel it. I'm feeling it a lot laterally. And those of you that have asthma and breathing issues, this, to open up the side body, to open up the lungs, can be very, very, very powerful. Those of you that have panic attacks, anxiety attacks, opening up the side body, helping your body create some space. One more big stretch. Palm facing up. Oh, let's come on up. Oh, yeah. Roll the shoulders up and down. And before we do the other side, go ahead and bring your palms on your knees and just breathe here. Notice how the left side of your body may feel different than the right, and how does that feel different? Those of you that are visual might come up with some cool visuals. I'm pretty visual. I'm feeling like I have like Lego stacked high on this side, and this is like kind of jello-y, like ugh, in a bad way, like slumpy and schlumpy. Let's come to the other side. Left hand out to the side. Inhale the right arm up. And then exhale, come on over to the side. Breathing here. Bringing your gaze to wherever feels comfortable on your neck. Again, just like we did on that side, you can inhale, stretch and reach, and then exhale, you can draw that shoulder just a little closer, kind of locking it in, relaxing it. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, relax. Two more times. Inhale, palm facing up. All the way up. Bring your arms out nice and wide. Draw the shoulders up towards your ears. And then exhale, stretch them out. Nice. Again, inhale. And then exhale, stretching them out, making some space in the shoulders. Yeah, we're getting an arm workout here too. If we hung out here much longer, you'd feel like, oh, are there weights on my arms? It's okay. Inhale the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, stretch them out. Go ahead and hug yourself. This is like a kinder, gentler version of eagle arms, which we will get to. But this is a kinder, gentler version of them. So you're going to inhale the shoulders up to your ears, give yourself a hug. And then exhale, relax the shoulders down. The image I like to have when I do this and with eagle is that I'm inhaling like a chicken kind of getting its feathers ruffled. And then on the exhale, you're like an eagle spreading its wings, and the wings are your shoulder blades. So feel that space as you exhale down and spread and make some space on the shoulder blades and under the shoulder blades. Inhale again. And then exhale. Dropping the shoulders. And just take some breaths here with the shoulders away from the ears and feeling that stretch. Go ahead and you can even can maybe tuck your chin a little bit. And notice if that gets you a little bit more space. And then to come out of it, we're going to make a little rainbow. Now watch me. I'm going to inhale. Do a little jazz hands. Woo! Jazz hands. And then I'm going to shake out my hands. So shaking is a Qigong movement, and it's like my Qigong teacher can shake for like 20 minutes at a time. And normally Qigong people will shake while standing, and then they let it move up to the elbows, which we can do, and the shoulders, but they get the whole body shaking for like a good 20 minutes. And that's actually really good for your lymphatic system, and it can open up the joints as long as you don't feel pain. Sometimes if people have arthritis in the hands, it can actually kind of be painful to relax and shake the joints. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to open up the arms again and do the opposite hold. So the awkward kind of, is that it? Yeah, that's definitely awkward. For me, everyone has their patterns. Hug yourself. And then exhale the shoulders. Inhale the shoulders again. I don't know how this feels on you, Caitlin. This feels actually easier. It feels less tight.
Side is definitely more loose than the other side for sure.
Yeah. One more inhale. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. You can tuck your chin just a little bit and feel maybe a little stretch in the back of the neck. I'm not really feeling much, not like the other side. And one more inhale. And exhale. And then arms out wide again. What we're going to do is we're going to stretch the arms out, and then you're going to exhale around the spine. You're going to inhale, it's like you're swimming, stretch the arms out. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Using some core as you lean back. Inhale. Notice how my arms are reaching out a little further back with each inhale. Inhaling. Ooh. On our next inhale, we're going to clasp the arms behind us. Does that feel okay on your body? If it doesn't feel okay, you can always use a strap or a scarf. I hadn't thought about a scarf, or a towel to make that connection. And then what you want to do is be able to draw those shoulder blades back and down. Feeling some opening in the chest and the shoulders. Tucking the chin. We don't want it to collapse down. But if you gently tuck the chin, I had an instructor call it garlic breath. You know how like if someone has garlic breath and they're coming at you, you just kind of like tuck a little bit. You don't want to move your body away. You just do a little tuck there. And if you'd like, you can start to lean forward if that feels okay in your body. And lean as forward as you can, or it feels comfortable. That feels pretty good on me right now. But getting into how it feels in your body. This stretch can be pretty intense, so we're going to take 2 breaths together. One more inhale. Exhale, release the arms. Shake out the hands. And the counter pose is obvious, is some hugging again. Arms out. Reverse hug. Let's bring the arms down to the knees and we can get into the neck. Yeah, you automatically wanted to get into the neck, right? It's just like kind of natural. Whew. Feeling spacious?
Feeling pretty good.
Good. So let's just do some neck rolls here. And I'm actually going to teach you part of the sequence that I'm going to teach tomorrow. I'm going to record because I've been doing some desk yoga. I just call it desk yoga for people that work at computers and things. And I did a 5-minute desk stretch. Yesterday I actually filmed it outside on my porch because that was requested by a student. I was like, okay, that's a great idea. So I'm going to show you the sequence, and I'm going to show you this part because, yeah, you have some exposure there, okay? So what we're going to do right now is just the neck release, and then we're going to add a little, I'm going to say, salt or pepper to it. We're going to add a little spice to it, some flavor, maybe, you know, paprika or something. Just to make it a little bit more intense, but make you really aware of the connectiveness of your body. It's kind of fascinating, and that's what one of the things I love about yoga is when I experience this deep connection, like, whoa, when I do this, I feel it in between my shoulder blades. That's so cool. It's so amazing. So we're going to get into that right now because a lot of people suffer from a lot of tension in the head, neck, and shoulders because they're all connected. Once it gets tight up here, whoop, it can go right into the hands. And vice versa. When you have a lot of tension in the hands, that tension can go right up to the shoulders. So we're going to start off with the neck. We're going to relax the right ear to the right shoulder. Real slow, gentle stretch. Breathing here, relaxing the muscles in the hands and the muscles in the face. And when I say relax the muscles in the hands, you may notice, oh, they clenched up again. A lot of people have a lot of tension in their hands. So just remind yourself to check in with the hands. And when you're doing this at your desk, commit to 5 to 7 breaths here. And play with what it feels like to have your chin towards the floor or towards the ceiling. You're going to find a nice sweet spot where you go, ooh, that's kind of tight. Hang out there. And breathe. And if you stick around long enough, like what's happening right now is there's a moment of release where it's actually relaxing and I'm experiencing some opening in the tissue. And that's how long you really want to kind of stick around. And it might depend on the kind of day you had. And it depends on, how the tissue wants to respond. But you may stick around long enough for your body for you to feel that opening. Let's take 2 breaths. And then you're going to inhale, using your core, letting it begin at the core. Ooh. I'm going to say, just do a little counter posture here. Nothing too crazy because it might be a little sensitive to go right over to the left side. Pausing here. Noticing what it feels like on the left side of the neck, even the face and the head, the shoulders. And then you're going to gently drop that left ear to the left shoulder. And find that sweet spot, looking down towards the floor, up towards the ceiling. Relaxing the jaw. And sticking around long enough to notice that maybe there may be a release there. We're going to be here for some breaths. So yin yoga is really called yin yoga because we bring about surrender. And this is like kind of a yin aspect to the stretch. You're not forcing it, you're just allowing the weight of the head to invite opening. So you're breathing and observing, going, oh, maybe something's going to open up. Let's take 3 breaths here. And you're slowly going to inhale that head up. And then you can do some neck circles again. Hopefully feeling a little bit longer in the neck and maybe some juicier in the shoulders. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to bring it just under my clavicle. Those 2 bumps there. And it's not a chokehold. It's not a strangle. You're going to drop your hand down, so it's actually kind of pulling on the skin there. And you're going to take the other hand and let it come over that other hand. So you feel a little bit of tension here. And then we're going to do the same stretch. We're going to drop the right ear to the right shoulder. And notice how it feels maybe a little bit more intense, right? Feeling a little bit of stretch in the skin. Maybe a little bit more in the neck. And again, just like we did this side not too long ago, play with the position of your head and find a nice sweet spot and breathe there. And then inhale up. And then do the other side. When I do this posture, I feel the opening in the neck and it actually goes up into my face. So this stretch with the, the added hands on the chest actually was introduced to me as something that I could do as a yoga teacher before I teach class to open up the voice box, to open up the throat. And let's inhale up to center. Relax the hands. I'm going to show you some hand stretches to do before you go to work, and then even at on your lunch break or whatever. So you're going to take your left hand out and as if it's up towards the ceiling. And you're going to take your right hand and bring it underneath, and you're going to grab your thumb. Yep. And I like to bring my hand down, feeling a nice stretch in the thumb. Now you're really gonna listen to your body, because sometimes the stretch can be painful. We don't want pain. We want to feel stretch. Does that feel good?
Yeah, I'm actually feeling it more in my inner elbow on my left hand.
Yes.
My left.
Yes, right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then when you do this on your own, to keep yourself honest, you could say, I'm going to take like 1 to 2 breaths on each finger, versus like, oh, boom, 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 boom. You got to give yourself some time with it. And I actually like to squeeze the fingertip. According to reflexology, that's the head and the brain reflex and the sinuses. So that can feel kind of nice to squeeze the fingertips. I'm going to go to the index finger now. Ooh, that's a little zingy. So yeah, I'm going to show you from the side and just like pulling it back and squeezing. And again, drop that shoulder away from the ear. And try to relax the shoulder as much as you can, because really what we're going for is a stretch in the hands and in the forearm. I'm switching to the middle finger. This finger I broke a few years ago, and the cast
Oh boy.
was that. It was hilarious. I remember going to a health food store and somebody said, "How'd you do that? Overuse?" I'm like, really? You don't even know me. And then switch sides. But it healed up very nicely. And then finally the pinky. And then here's the magic. Go ahead and open your hands. And then you can even do this and notice how differently they may feel, right? You can move them separately and notice. I've had clients say, wow, this one feels just more responsive. Like it takes less brain power to move the fingers on this hand than this one. And you can get into the shoulders too and the elbows. So we're not going to leave you lopsided. We're going to get to this too, all right? So let's do that. So you're going to take the right hand out, left arm, and you're going to touch that. You're going to pull back that thumb, yep. And again, relax the shoulders. This isn't about the shoulders. This is about opening up the hand and giving the fingertips some love. And like I said, when you do this on your own, maybe like commit to 2 breaths per finger or 3, depending on how long your break is. Definitely minimum take 1 breath in and 1 breath out, which can be super challenging because you just want to kind of fly through this and feel better instantly. I know, I do. So the piano upstairs actually sounds really good. Maybe I should ask him to play louder. Should stream the music in here. It's a jazz piano. It sounds awesome. I'm switching now. I'm on the ring finger. The upper back. The upper back can be challenging to get to when you think about mobility in the spine. Oftentimes we're most mobile and have most movement in the lower back. So I'm gonna here. We're going to get into the thoracic spine. So you have your lower back here, and your thoracic spine is actually, it's the spine that is attached, that has ribs attached to it. So that's how you remember the thoracic spine. It's all the spine that has ribs that are attached to it. It's kind of cool. Ribs are super important because they protect our inner organs. It's kind of gross when you think like, what if I didn't have any ribs? We would be very, very vulnerable. But it also means that we don't have as much mobility in the upper spine. So we're going to do some postures to help with that. First thing we're going to do is come to child's pose. So go ahead and take those knees out wide if you like. Everybody's different. I like to have the knees out wide. And then just crawl the hands up towards the top of the mat. And if you can, rest your head onto the floor. And breathe into the shoulders. Send your breath to the lower back. Send your breath to wherever you feel like you need some space. crawl your hands up towards the top of the mat and then draw the ears, draw the shoulders away from the ears so it looks like this. Inhale and then exhale. Maybe my mat's coming along with me. Inhale, crawl the hands up towards the mat, and then exhale, draw the shoulder blades away from the ears. It's like you're shrugging. Hang out here so the ears are away from the ears, the shoulders are drawn away from the ears, and just press the hands into the floor and feel maybe some stretching in the shoulders. And take some breaths here. And then you're going to inhale, coming to all fours. And I'm going to show you from this angle. We're going to thread the needle here. So the hips, the knees are right under the hips, like this. Knees right under the hips, hands under the shoulders. And then we're going to thread the needle. So you're going to take your left arm and you're going to thread it through the other arm. This right hand can actually press into the floor as I draw that top shoulder behind me. So you're kind of coming to a little twist here. I'm not going to be a stickler about alignment. What you're going for is just a stretch in the side body. Maybe you feel it along the shoulders, maybe along the lats, maybe along the spine. What you don't want to feel is pain. Two breaths here. And then two more breaths. Then you're going to press that left arm into the floor. Come on up. Wag your tail. Move your shoulders. Move your head. Neck and shoulder kind of come to like what I like to call seaweed. It's just, moving in ways that feel good in your body. Kind of free form. You can lift your arm up. Do some shoulder circles. Do whatever you think your body wants to do right now. Wave to your pets or your children. And then we're going to do the other side. So we're going to press our left hand into the mat. You're going to lift the right arm and then you're going to thread that on through. Asymmetrical posture. This side might feel like nothing. Or maybe it feels much more tense than the other. You're taking this top hand, this left hand, pressing it into the floor to rotate that left shoulder kind of behind you or over the shoulder, just a twist. If you could imagine the spine twisting. And when we're in this twisted posture, it can be hard to take a deep breath. And there's the challenge. Use your breath to make space in the body. Let's take 2 breaths here. Pressing that left hand into the floor, coming to all fours, wagging the tail, shaking, whatever you need to do. And now we're going to come to puppy, or it's called Anahatasana, heart-melting posture. So I'm going to show you the difference between puppy and child's pose. And it's the position of my hips. So child's pose, the hips are way back here. And this can feel really nice for sure. Puppy, the hips are going to be stacked over the knees, and I'm going to crawl my hands forward. So those of us that do have dogs, I know you do, Caitlin, you've seen your dog, probably does it in the morning, right? That kind of puppy stretch. So you're going to bring, that's it. Keeping the hips where they are, you're going to crawl your hands forward and then drop the heart. If your head comes to the mat, great. If it doesn't, that's fine. It is kind of nice if your head doesn't automatically come to the floor to grab a book. It looks like yours does. You can grab a book or a block to support the head. If this feels like too much, you can take your hands out wider too. One big breath in. And then I'm going to press into the floor, draw my hands back, come back to child's pose, and I'm going to bring the arms out to the side. And allow the shoulders to relax and round, if that feels good. If that doesn't feel good, you can bring the hands to the side. And slowly you're going to come on up. Our last heart opening posture, which is one that I know that you like, Caitlin, is we're going to start off in Sphinx with the elbows under the shoulder blades. I'll show you from the side. Elbows under the shoulder blades, drawing the heart forward, pressing the elbows behind you, and drawing the ribs forward to feel that nice heart opening. Really exaggerating the exhale here, pressing the belly button in and up as you exhale. And then, if it feels okay, I like to bring my legs out a little wider and press on up to seal. My hands end up going out a little wider on my mat. So instead of having them, I'm going to scooch back here so you can see. Here, I like to take them out a little wider to come on up, to seal. Drawing again the shoulder blades down, the shoulders away from the ears. finally exhale down. You can bring your head on your right cheek onto your hands and draw your left leg towards you. Come into half frog. Looks like that. And then you can switch sides. And then you can straighten out that back leg. Come on, all the way up. And then make your way to Shavasana. I'm going to put on my sweatshirt. So I'm making a short video, most likely tomorrow, not tonight, about how to make a bolster with a pillow and a towel and things, so you can have a nice little cushion under your knees and stuff. So you know how to make yourself comfortable. I love making a little neck pillow for myself. So I'm going to fold my blanket so the fringe is all at one end. And make myself a little neck pillow here. I'm going to take some pillows to go under my knees. And you can even put a blanket over yourself at home. That feels good. I like to bring my hands right into my pockets. So this last posture, Shavasana, is super important for your nervous system. We've done a lot of work on opening up the body, and now you're letting the body supercharge. I'm going to listen to the sounds of Kevin, my rabbit, drinking water, and let that be a symbol of life happening without me at this moment. Slowly taking some breaths in and out. Really tuning in with what it feels like to breathe in your body. You can gently move your fingers and your toes. Stretch out nice and long or wide, whatever feels good. Go ahead and hug your knees into your chest. You can roll out the lower back. Gently roll over to one side. Bring your hand under your head. Close your eyes and just do a quick check-in, asking yourself how you feel physically, how you feel mentally, and how you feel in your heart right now. Taking your hands, pressing them into the floor. We'll end our practice together. Go ahead and move your shoulders and move your neck just to do a quick check-in. See how you feel in your body right now. And know that those postures are always available to you during the day in short little spurts of yoga. Postures can be very, very, very powerful. So let's bring our hands together at heart center and bring thanks to ourselves for making time for our yoga practice. To recognize that it's important to make space in our bodies so that we can have a full range of motion and feel good in our bodies. To make space during our days, to separate work from time, like our yoga time. To recognize when work is done, it's done. To let go of that. Let's close our practice with one round of Om. Deeply exhaling. Big inhale. Thank you for letting me lead you in your practice today. Let's bring our hands to third eye and back to heart center. Namaste.
Namaste. So good.
Have a great day. I'm glad that you came in with a request for your practice. I totally had something different planned, but that's what I love about the interactivity of our practice together. And then look, I just did a lovely video for many people who are dealing with those same kind of issues. So thank you.